Hari Om. In fact, yes, 272. Esham Brahmistiti Partha Brahma Nirvana Muchyate. This session is very commonly or popularly known as yoga or the way of discrimination. And we have to understand that it is not a chapter at all, it is in totality the condensed philosophy of all the Upanishads or Vedanta is summarized here. And we should know the creator of this or the narrator of this himself is a realized master, Vedavyasa. It comes in the Bhishma Parva, isn't it, of the Mahabharata. So, you know the role of Vyasa in Mahabharata. A realized master. He didn't run away. He was more efficient, more effective. And it's because of him we are reading this text, Gita, today. Or else, think. And he is the one who has gained a direct knowledge of the self and God through perception. Who? Vedavyas. And we all know that day for yesterday was a full moon and called as Vyasa Paurnami or Guru Paurnami. And Vyasa plays a very important role in the role of Guruhood. If he is the one who organized everything and given these scriptures to us to lead a wonderful life, isn't it? Think of his contribution, how much he has done. Followed by Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. From where? Sadashiva Samarambham. From Sadashiva Adiyogi, whatever you call it as, right from him, coming down up to Vedavyasa, from Vedavyasa to Shankaracharya, from Shankaracharya to our Acharya, from our Acharya to the whole. We should be very, very thankful for keeping this intact and giving this knowledge to us as it is, in the purest form, unadulterated. You know that Chinese whisper game, how things get distorted. You send one message, by it reaches the 10th person, the message gets distorted. But here, for eons and generations and centuries, this knowledge has been kept intact. Isn't it? And it is only a situation created for us to give the knowledge that the curiosity was aroused in Arjuna. And in the process of answering Arjuna and answering his queries, the immutable and the eternal knowledge of the self is handed over to us. And he, the great warrior Arjuna, was exhorted to know it in order to learn the reality. You know that. How this can be learned, this philosophy or this knowledge, this immutable knowledge, this can be learned in two ways. One, the way of discrimination or knowledge. The knowledge of real and unreal. Discriminating things that are not real, just push it aside, push it aside, push it aside, and hold to that which is eternal. One method. And what is the other method? The other method is the way of selfless action. Keep on working. Yes, people are there. They misuse your goodness. They loot you. They exploit you. I don't say how to, undergo all these things. Be sharp enough. Don't get exploited. Don't be a doormat for others to stamp on you and to rub their feet and climb. But no, be smart, be intelligent, and wherever it is required, do that selfless action. For example, if you are a physician, yes, if there is really a deserving poor patient, do selfless action. Don't expect anything from him. At the best, you can say, you can ask him to drop how much ever is possible in one box there. Yes, in case the person is affluent, charge your consultation fees or whatever it is. If you are a lawyer, if there is any poor claimed, you say, okay, my fees you can pay as much as you like. In case if we are running an academic institute, if there is really a deserving, intelligent student but financially weak, give them a free seat. Why not? Because at the end of the day, you understand in educational sector, whether it's one student or 30 students, you need one teacher. Amongst 30 students, if one or two students, if they don't pay fees, the school is not going to undergo any loss. The only cost incurred would be to that of the books and the uniforms. What are nominal you can charge? We don't say no. That also from the school management side you can give. Or try to push them under RTE seat where government pays that fees. I know a lot of people who come in a big, huge cars and they take RTE seats and they don't pay. That is not fair. This is the clarity and the knowledge. It's not a discrimination here. In any field, discrimination is required. Whom to give concession, whom not to give concession. So this performance is required after carefully reviewing of one's capacities and self-discrimination. Discriminate. Then things move good. Of course, you can say there's one more method. Pious devotion or bhakti marg. Goswami Tulsidas. Isn't it? So there, in one of the explanations of Goswami Tulsidas, he says he has two children. The eldest is grown up and he is of discrimination, but younger is a mere a boy, a child, and he was devoted to him like a faithful servant and desirous only of rendering service and homage. And he relies only on him, Tulsidas, Goswami Tulsidas. Whereas the first one, the elders who is grown up as a part of discrimination, depends upon his own abilities. Both of them have, however, their struggle and fight against the same enemies of the mind, passion and anger. In the same way, either Jnana or Bhakti Marg, both have challenges. But be steadfast. Face the challenges. Don't be a quitter. Quitters won't succeed and successful people won't quit, as the saying goes. Don't be a quitter. Having chosen this path, walk this path with majesty, with the head held high, and enjoy the freedom of liberation. So, with this, we stop here to continue with the last session of this series. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.